Hey booktube, my name is the Book Mage and welcome back to my channel. Today we have another fun video. So today I'm going to be doing the Where's That Fantasy tag challenge. So this tag / challenge was originally created by Booked and Busy, and I will have a link to her original video in the description below. So yeah, this is another one of those kind of like the whole bookshelf scavenger hunt type video where you're given like a prompt to find a book or a book that fits the prompt, and it's timed and you're meant to kind of see how many books you can get within like your allotted time. Does that make sense? I am only going to be making like one change to this video, and that is that I'm not going to time myself, and the only reasons for this being like I have a very kind of hectic setup. Like my tripod is touching me as I sit here and speak. There's very little room, and I don't want to ruin my books, especially because they're kind of like very solidly in there. Several of my videos feature me trying to get a book out and I just can't. But the main reason is it's kind of mental health related, and that is a lot of the time while filming I will sort of just completely dissociate and drift off, and I have in the past several videos edited out a section of me just sort of staring blankly into the void. So it wouldn't really work if I timed myself, because I mean, you'd just be watching me sit and stare into space for a few minutes, so I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just trying to make it like more accessible for me and where I am right now, if that makes sense. So I understand if you don't want to watch a video where I do a challenge but I don't time myself, but I am still going to be like doing the challenge, finding the books. I haven't really like looked at the questions. I have seen somebody else's tag, but I'm hoping that I won't remember, and I haven't thought about it or anything, so it's still kind of like a challenge, but I'm not doing the timed aspect of it. Maybe I will do that in the future with like other tags, challenges, but not this one. So now that that's out of the way, I need to rearrange myself, redo my camera, and we're gonna find some books. Oh, and just one more thing, I filmed another video just before this one, and in that video I ended up doing, I think, 1/4 of a bottle of sours. So I mean, I'm still sober, but like, I don't know, if I knock over a bookshelf I am gonna blame it on the alcohol. Okay, so I'm kind of hoping you can see me and my shelves in the same shot. It's very hard to film this close, but I have the questions on my phone, so I'm going to try being the operative word here, to find at least one book that coincides with each prompt I'm given. So without further ado, okay, so here we go. Number 1, a book with over 1,000 pages. Oh, I do not know what I did with the Dragonbone chair. I'm sure that's got over 1,000 pages. Oh, this is bullshit. I just picked up like this massive Anne Rice book thinking, yeah, this has got to be over 1,000 pages, but every new book, because it's like 3 books in one, it starts the numbering over again. That is some grade A bullshit. 450-ish, so 500, 450-ish, and then like, what, like 300? I don't know, I'm counting this. This has got to be over 1,000 pages. Okay, number 2, a book older than you, and I feel like I could have used that one. What is another book older than me? Oh, obviously The Eye of the World. I'm not going to Google it, because I'm definitely not that old. Number 3, multiple books in a series you haven't started. Oh, that could be anything on my shelves. Ooh. Okay, let's go with these. Yeah, The Kingkiller Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss. Haven't read The Name of the Wind, therefore have not read The Wise Man's Fear, therefore have not read The Slow Regard of Silent Things. Multiple books in a series that I have not read. I'm ruining my shelves. Number 4, a weapon on the cover. Okay, Malice. Where is Malice? Oh. Yes, okay, I was looking for it. It's very hard to reach. But yes, Malice by John Gwynne. As you can see, a very nice sword on the cover there. I am not going to have fun putting these back. Number 5, a myth or a retelling. Oh, I know, wait. Yes. Where is it? Here we go, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Yeah, this is both a myth and a retelling, because it's a retelling of a Greek myth, which I think is perfect for this prompt. Yeah, this is a retelling of the story of Achilles, if you can tell. Moving on. Unlock my phone. Number 6 will be on. Signed by the author. I have a lot signed by the author. I know one of my copies of Six of Crows is signed. Is it this one? Yeah, it's got a sticker in it. I will just hide my name there, but yes, this is signed. Okay, prompt number 7 is a book with illustrations. Do I have one of those? Oh, yeah. I swear I didn't break anything. Oh, I have 2 copies of this book, but I think it's this edition. Pretty please. Yes. Yeah, so this edition of Snowfall has illustrations of some of like the weird ghoulies and beasties and things that feature. So this counts because those are illustrations. This one is also signed. That could have worked for this as well. Question 8 is a book with a unique magic system, and whenever this sort of discussion comes up, I always think of Mistborn, which I have not read, but everyone ever tells me that it has a very unique metal-based, I think, magic system. So yeah, I will grab The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, which is the last book in the Mistborn, like, initial trilogy. I don't know how his books work. But yeah, this one. Definitely unique. Haven't read it, but I know it's unique. Okay, prompt number 9 is books in a series that are not the same size. Oh no, because I go to really ridiculous lengths to get everything the same. What can I pick for this? I don't know if I have anything. Like, I have everything in hardback, like for the Grisha series, apart from the originals, which are in paperback, but they're not, like, they're in the same, they're companions, but they're not like in the same like series, if that makes sense. And I have paperback copies of books and hardbacks of later copies, but then I have them all in both paperback and hardback, so I don't think that counts if I have like both sets. I literally don't know what to pick. Oh, actually, I think I do. I'm not sure whether these books are like the same series, because every book in this series kind of usually follows a different character, I think. But these are both books set in the world of the Five Gods, like universe, realm, fiction, by Lois McMaster Bujold and Curse of Chalion. The first one is mass market paperback, and then this other sort of like subset, I guess, is hardback. So I think this is as close to answering this question as I can get. I don't know whether these count, because I don't know whether these are like, they're in the same world, but like the Grisha, they're in the same series. I don't actually know. This is what I've got. Okay, where were we? 10? We're on question 10. Features a bastard child or lost heir. I have one for this. I was gonna go with Throne of Glass, but Heir of Fire. It literally has heir in the title. Minor spoilers? Maybe, but then like it's in the title, so here you go. Question 11, I think we were on, is an assassin story. I could have still used that. Okay, well then obviously I'm going to go for Nevernight by J. Kristoff, which is a very bloody, dark, stabby kind of assassin high fantasy. This book is all about assassins. It is set in a school for assassins. This is about like as assassiny as you can get. Question 12 is a book by a black author. Okay, well the first book that came to mind for me is Binti by Nnedi Okorafor, and this is, despite me having read it in like February, this is still one of the last books I read, so this of my books is kind of like fresh in my mind still. Question 13 is an urban fantasy. Fun fact, I hate urban fantasy. I hate it so much, along with portal fantasy. Personal taste, please don't attack me for it. I literally don't know if I have any. There could be potentially books on these shelves which maybe feature like an urban fantasy, but if they do, I don't know it, because I think if I'd known it, I probably wouldn't have picked them up. Does Wayward Son count by Rainbow Rowell? It borders on contemporary, but it's definitely still a fantasy. Like there is like magic and magical creatures and like wizards and things. But a lot of this book is set in Vegas, so I think by default, by definition surely, that technically makes this an urban fantasy. Right? Please? Okay, question 14 is a special edition. I have many of those. I'm going to go with this, Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames. This was never published in hardback, it was paperback only, but I think it was the lovely folks at, I think, Derrida Books, did a hardback signed sprayed special edition run of these, and I'm glad they did because this book looks so good in hardback. Okay, next we have, what was I on? 15, a book that features dragons. So many of my books feature dragons. The first one that pops to mind is obviously Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey, but I don't know where I put that. Hello? Dragonflight, oh it's here. So the only downside to rearranging your shelves is you lose things. Yes, Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. It's dragon in the name, it's 2 dragons on the front. Definitely dragons. 16 is multiple copies of the same book. Oh boy. Well, I have the binding, and also the binding, and also the binding. And then I also have 2 other copies of the hardback, which are put away. So I have 5 copies of this book. So yes, many copies of this book. How many more questions are there? Are we almost done? Question 17, an underhyped book. I have just the book. The Gutter Prayer by Gareth Hanrahan. This book is severely underhyped. If you like weird, dark, theological, grimdark, city-based fantasy, please pick this up. I loved it so much. It's fantastic. The atmosphere, the vibe of this book, the environment is just, it's amazing, and I loved it so much. It's so deliciously weird and crazy, like absolutely off the wall, insane crazy at parts, and I loved it in every possible way. It's so underhyped. I don't think I've ever heard anybody else talk about this book. I don't think. I picked this up just because of the cover. I'd never heard anybody else talk about it at the time. I don't think I've since heard anyone else talk about it. I am just on my own, a lonely little magpie singing this book's praises to the void. Please, if you're out there in the void, do me a favour, pick it up. Do yourself a favour and pick it up. It's good. We're at that point in the video where I'm so tired that my lashes are literally falling off. You know, I'm really giving myself like the night out feel, but in quarantine. I've had many drinks, I've had Chinese takeaway, my lashes are falling off. I'm just emulating like all the worst parts of a night out in my own home, alone, talking to my books. Very cool of me. Number 18 is a standalone. Do I have? Of course I do. Obviously. One of the best standalones. One of the few ones I own, actually, because every standalone I buy, somebody else like just keeps adding on to it. But for now, this is a standalone. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. It's very big. This could have been 3 books on its own. So, I mean, it could technically be a series, like all on its own, but despite being very thick, it is a standalone. Number 19 is one word title. Okay, let's get to searching. Oh, well, I didn't have to look for very long because right here we have Asunder by David Gader, the 3rd book in the Dragon Age series of novels based after the video games, and just, is this not beautiful? Okay, and then number 20, the last one, is a book with a talking animal. I've already kind of used Nevernight, so I'm not gonna like use another one for like Mr. Kindly, and debatable as to whether he's technically an animal. What else do I have? I'm seriously starting to think I don't have anything. Like, I don't even think, there's not even like talking animals in Harry Potter, is there? These count as animals, right? The demons in His Dark Materials, they're definitely, they take the form of animals and they talk. So I'm gonna go with this. Oh, I'm just now realising, even though I can't see it because it's behind these books, I could have gone with the Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, because that has a, oh, it's got a fox in it. Does the fox in that novel talk? I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, there is the result of me doing this tag. I think I got all 20. Yeah, looking at this, that's all 20 points. Obviously I don't get to be on the booktuber leaderboard because I have no time. I'm at the bottom with like a nil, DNF, whatever you want to call it, for my time because I did not time myself. But I think I still did well. Despite not timing myself, I'm still very warm, probably from dashing into my other room to find the other copy of the binding. And now I've got to put all these away, which I'm not looking forward to. I don't think I would have got a stellar time because I definitely do spend so much time just sort of zoning out. But that's just my life and that's how I live my life. So I definitely have to go because like this lash, she is barely holding on. So yeah, let me know if you guys like this video. Do you think it's worth doing these if I'm not doing it like timed? I don't mind holding off on some of like the future tags and challenges of this kind of nature if you want it timed. I can always like hold those off to a day when I feel like I could do them timed, if that's what you guys prefer. But if not, I can just do them now. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sure this video is probably a mess, but the video after this one is the one where I do all the drinking. So just in case you were worried about me after that video, I'm already here ahead of time in the future, for you at least, being nice and sober. So there you go, don't worry about it. Yeah, and so that's been it from me, but maybe I will see you guys in another video. I do post lots of like fantasy related stuff. I'm putting it so well. I make videos primarily about like adult fantasy, especially like grimdark. Anything to do with vampires or dragons is like my jam. So come join me if that's also your jam. We can eat metaphorical fantasy toast together with jam. Maybe I'm not sober. Alright, and with that said, I'm going to go. Once again, I hope you're all reading something lovely at this time of year, and yeah, peace out, BookTube.